the head of risk management. Yes, and he has CGC done Egypt. He will share his thoughts. We will check again quick questions or comments, and then maybe looking at the time, we might create these kind of open base tables, and then we go for coffee break. So please give a warm welcome to Mr. Karim.
My name is Karim Ramadan from the risk management team in CGC Egypt. Today I will talk about our journey with international funds. So let me begin by giving you an introduction about the credit guarantee. So our company plays a crucial role in facilitating access to finance in the Egyptian market. So established with the mission to promote economic growth, we provide guarantees that reduce the risk for financial institutions and banks and allow them to lend more money to SMEs and businesses that are considered a bit risky. So I will begin with giving you a brief about CGC's role in the financial market. So number one is the increased lending capacity. As we help banks more to lend to SMEs sector, and this support allows banks to give loans to businesses that may have not enough collateral to give to the bank. Also, they have a lack of credit history as a track record in the bank. Also, enhancing the creditworthiness of the companies in the market by lowering the risk and mitigating the risk for banks. Also, we have tailored programs. We have done this for specific sectors. So, for example, we introduced a high-risk programs for SMEs with bad debts during the pandemic in 2020. Also, we introduced another program for the tourism sectors, allowing people in and hotels in the tourism sectors to regain their footing during the pandemic in 2020. Also, by promoting loans to SMEs, CGC helps stabilize our financial market in Egypt. This is because we encourage banks to diversify their own portfolio instead of relying only on the large corporate sector with the huge and also by helping SMEs get financing, we also support the job creation, economic growth, as SMEs are major employers in the market. Also, our initiatives have already contributed to create more than 200,000 job opportunities in Egypt. And finally, the involvement of CGC can attract international funds and investment, which is our main topic today. So this slide showing our results during the first quarter in 2024. So our credit guarantee company in Egypt reached important goals during 2024. So achieving a portfolio guarantee of around 180 billion EGP, it's equivalent to 5.8 billion US dollars, covering credit lines for the banks of around 260 billion EGP, it's equivalent to around 8.5 billion US dollars, supporting more than 200,000 SMEs in Egypt and securing over 225,000 jobs opportunities in the market. So it's important now to fill the financial gap in order to expand more and provide more guarantees in the market. So planning, we need a strategic planning to that include looking for international funds to bridge the gap between our actual numbers and our projected goals. Here are the funding sources, whether it's governments or international organization or the NGO. So one of the most important things to consider before taking an international fund is to know what is the type of funding. So I will give you a small definition about each type of funding. So either it's a grant, which is money given by an organization that doesn't have to be paid back. Also the trust funds, which is our accounts that hold money for individual or another organization. It's managed by a trustee. Also we have the soft loans, it's described as a loan with a lower interest rate, with a longer repayment plan. And the co-guarantee, when two or more organizations decide or agree to guarantee a loan portfolio together, it's kind of a risk-sharing facility. Also the counter guarantee, it's when one party accept to back another institution's portfolio of loans. So I want to ask you a question: how many of you are dealing with any kind of institution, and give me an example about what is the type of funding that you are dealing with or have dealt with before?
At JGC, we have grants.
Only grants?
Yeah.
It's a zero risk for you.
Come on. But we are also working on other guarantees and other.
Soft loans with the central bank.
You already have done the co-guarantee risk sharing facility before?
Counter guarantee.
Counter or co-guarantee? No. Any other example? Soft loans?
We are willing to.
You are willing to, you are working on getting a co-guarantee.
Actually, it's worth mentioning that under the EMGN, currently we're studying the counter guarantee mechanism with the connected team. At CGC Egypt, of course, we have a mix of trust funds and grants. And of course, as Karim said, we're looking to diversify our sources of funding from soft loans, co-guaranteeing, and of course, the counter guarantee.
But I think the cost would be very high, right?
Of the counter guarantee?
Yeah.
So the actual scheme they have is like very low cost. But I can show it to you. I can show it to you again. We already discussed it with CEOs, but it's the cheapest way that it could work. It's very flexible.
Even 2% is high.
Oh, you mean the percentage? Okay, yeah, this is. But the cost of installing this, and then it would be a case by case counter guarantee, right? So you have one project looking for counter guarantee somewhere.
So, this can you cover the slide?
Yes, of course.
This is our CGC current programs and partnership.
Before I start introducing this slide, I want to echo what Nihal was saying. Before, the first step of getting any fund is to set the right communication with the IFI. So the first step, as she was mentioning, we don't waste the IFI or DFI's time. You have to set your objective, what's your goal, why do you want to approach this DFI, and understand each IFI or DFI strategy or goal so you can speak their language and don't waste any of the partners' time. After that, you specify the right contact person, and after that, everything hopefully is gonna work smoothly and get both of the partners' objectives. Currently at CGC, we have different funds and grants from different IFIs and DFIs, including but not limited to programs that are funded from the USAID, from the European Union, from the AFD, the French Development Institution, and from the Italian Fund. And of course, currently in the pipeline, others that we're gonna talk about like after signing the short mention.
Thank you. So moving to the benefits for the fund. Okay, one of the most important benefits that we get from dealing with international funds is the capital allocation or the capital infusion. As international funds allocate capital to our equity, so allowing us to build up our portfolio of loans. This means that we can support loans based on different risk models sharing with banks. So we have some programs leveraging up to 1 to 10. Other programs we can leverage up to 1 to 20. Also, we have the capacity building, which is many international funds offer technical support, advisory service. This helps CGC Egypt improve our operations and better assess the risk. This leading us to have a lower default rates and liquidity rates for our guarantee portfolio. Also, we have a facilitating partnership and investment stability, as international funds encourage collaboration with other financial institutions, as the credibility can also attract more foreign and domestic investments. Also, by helping SMEs, international funds can assist us to assess or facilitating finance to SMEs, and international funds as support job creation and economic growth. Moving to the question how to approach an international fund. I give around 5 main steps that we take into consideration in order to approach an international fund. We begin about the main key is the networking and have an initial research about the fund priorities, the funding methods and eligibility criteria, and how we can apply for this fund. Also, we write a detailed proposal about our organization's mission and the past achievement and success story, and how we align with the fund's goals. Also, we have to engage with local stakeholders like financial institutions, the SMEs themselves, and any government agency, the central bank, together the support needed. Also, we have to submit a formal application for the fund with details about the proposed programs, and stay in touch with the international institutions representative and keep regular communication with them. So our main focus now is to start with the result. So when looking for funding, we have to carefully evaluate the cost of benefits that will come after this fund, after the closing the deal. So we consider the expected return on investment, the ROI, and check if these numbers are against our potential risks. Also, we have a mandatory consideration to take into account as compliance with environmental, social, and governance standards. Also, as our company focus on meeting these standards to attract funding And we also promote green projects and support programs for women and youth. As I mentioned before, that we have around 51% of our beneficiaries from the young people and also 21% from women. Another consideration is to being proactive or being one step ahead or parallel with the international institution to stay competitive. Also, our company collaborates with international organization by predicting and finding new needs in the market. Also, we adjust our projects to fit these needs. Also, we value learning from international partners. By sharing knowledge and best practices, we improve our own operations and funding methods. Training programs help staff develop skills to adapt to any change in the financial world. So going to the challenge phase, we have faced a lot of challenges during approaching international funds. So we will begin by the complex rules that we struggle with, complicated paperwork and strict reporting that consume a lot of time and resources. Also, any change in laws can create uncertainty in our funding agreements. And any economic fluctuations like global economic downturns that reduce funds budget from international donors. Also, we have seen a decline in investment for our project recently due to the economic downturn. The most challenge we faced is the currency risk, as working with international funds mean that we face currency changes complicating our budget. But for example, the recent drop in the Egyptian currency increased our project costs. And moving to the capacity building, it's very important to train our staff, managing international funds effectively, focus on skills like the financial analysis and risk management, of course. And as a conclusion, international funds are essential for credit guarantee companies, providing financial support that helps them operate effectively by allowing these companies to offer more guarantees. International funds enable greater access to finance for SMEs, and this in turn drives economic development, create jobs, and contribute to overall economic stability. Thank you.